Well, thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much for your email and reaching out to me. I am so excited to hear about your lesson. I know that we're getting ready to go through an evaluation. So tell me how you're feeling. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to do a equivalent fractions lesson for my final observation of the year. Hoping it will get me tenure, so that's where I'm headed. But I've heard the principal say, and I know in my heart that one of my areas to work on is being less, having it be less about me and less about like the demonstration on the board,
Okay.
and more about letting the kids actively do. So that's what I know I need to do better at,
Okay.
but I don't know how.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping you can help
Okay.
me
Good, good. So I
adjust.
think I think we can, work on that. Tell me about your lesson. What is the flow of your lesson right now? What are you thinking? So you're working on equivalent fractions. Tell
Yep.
me, talk to me,
So
walk me
what's
through your lesson.
comfortable for me? So again, I'm trying to come out of my comfort zone. So thank you for always being approachable and being willing to help me with that. But I'm really comfortable with, kids come in. Today we're learning about equivalent fractions. Does anyone know what an equivalent fraction is?
Mhm.
Take some responses, and then I go to the board and I show what an equivalent fraction is. Kids take active notes in their notebook. They draw what I draw. They write what I write. We do a couple together, and then I turn them loose on their independent practice.
Okay.
So that's what's comfortable for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I know that I have to work outside of that, and I'm
Correct.
trying to be better and trying to do better. So I just need some help with, if that's where I'm at right now, what are some things that we might be able to do to get it less about me and more the kids need to do or
Okay.
act on it.
Yeah, yeah. So what I think I'm hearing you say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think I'm hearing you say you want it to be more of a student-centered approach. The lesson wanted to be more student-centered, and less focused on the teacher.
Yeah.
So maybe going through your lesson and then giving them time to explore the concept a little bit more.
I think that's a perfect way to say it. That's the word I didn't have. Student centered versus teacher centered.
Okay.
So less
Awesome.
about me, more about them.
Okay. And so I'm wondering, Tanya, have you thought about incorporating some manipulatives into your lesson?
During an observation.
I know.
So I did do manipulatives once, and it
Mhm.
was a hot mess. And the kids were everywhere, and they were throwing them, and they were doing all the things.
Okay.
So I just, at that point, I'm like, I'm done, and I just put them away. And so I have a little bit of anxiety around
Right.
bringing him back out, especially during an observation when I
Right.
know the stakes are high.
Mhm.
So tuck me into that.
So have you gave the kids a chance to maybe just explore the manipulatives without going into the actual tool of using them as a resource, as a math tool, but maybe giving them time to explore with them and giving them that time to just really be kids and play around with them and explore with them, and then going through the process of explaining, hey guys, all right, so this is what this tool is going to be used for, and this is how we're going to use it to help us, understand this better. Have you maybe gone through that approach?
I didn't, to be honest. I didn't. I just, okay, today we were doing regrouping, so they all got tens and ones rods. And I didn't do any, I just expect that a third grader would know how to use tens and ones rods. And they demonstrated that they didn't. So I
So
just gave up.
how do you feel about maybe trying that one more time? I mean, how do you think, I mean, I would even be willing to come in with you and we can, introduce the resources together, the manipulatives, and, kind of give them, of course, that time for explore, and then maybe coach them through how we're supposed to use this. How do you feel about that?
I love the idea if you can come in. I love that because I'm comfortable with you and I know that the kids love it when you come in. And I think if you came in and helped, if I could watch you do that. So I think I have it in my head of kind of what that would look like.
Okay.
But it would be awesome if I could watch you do it.
Okay.
And like at least introduce them and here's what we, play with them and explore them and get all the wiggles out, so to
Okay.
speak. And do all of that. If we can do that before my observation, then have a conversation about when we use them. Here's what we do and don't. If you could kind of help coach me through that conversation, maybe we could even do it together in a lesson, and then you can take that and I will learn from that. And then I think by then, I might be willing to be comfortable
Okay.
making the adjustment to my lesson.
I like that idea, Tanya. And then, so let's go past that, right? I've come in, we've introduced it, they've gotten all the wiggles down. And so now let's incorporate it into your actual lesson for your observation. How do you perceive you us using those manipulatives with equivalent fractions? What are you thinking?
Well, ideally, so my goal with this lesson is just to get them to understand the concept of an equivalent fraction. So I don't necessarily want to go all in depth of, this equals that and that equals this, just to find out that there are multiple ways to make a half, right?
Okay.
And it's irrelevant what they're kind of called. I don't want to go so formal yet because it's the introduction
Right.
to it. So knowing that with fraction tiles or circles, I have both.
Okay.
I'm just kind of thinking if we gave them to them, and I don't know, maybe even just let them discover and let them find pieces that are the same size,
Okay.
right? Or different things like that.
Yes.
And then asking them, what does that look like? What do you notice about that?
Good. So are you thinking that as the kids are exploring the concept, are you going to walk around and maybe question them a little bit just to kind of see what you get back from them?
Yep, that would be for sure a way. So again, my go-to is I want them to draw it or write it or have some kind of evidence of it in their learning journal.
Okay.
But yes, to be fair, I would have to probably go around and
Okay.
facilitate those questions because I don't know
like
that that's
that.
natural since I've dropped the ball and not given them a lot of manipulatives just for fear
Right.
of not having it go
But
well.
it's never too late though, Tanya, right? And really that's what teaching is we live and learn, right? We try something, it doesn't work, we try it another way. And really that's what this is all about, right? Is trying it. If it doesn't work the first time, try it again, try it with a different approach. So once we have that, I think we can still incorporate many of the facets that you have, give them time to explore, and then maybe even, how do you feel about having them draw some of the different fractions that they're
For sure.
doing there?
Yeah, I feel very strongly about them having a picture of what they've done as evidence of their learning for the
Okay.
day, right? So
Good.
drawing works out great for
I
that.
like this. I think you have a really good start. I feel comfortable with some of the things that you're walking me through, and I think you're going to do wonderful.
Thanks for not judging me for not using manipulatives.
Never, never. Thank you for allowing me to come alongside you and planning this lesson with you, and really just going through this process together and discovering, how we can make learning best for all our students. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.